Welcome back to the C Morning Show right here on C. Today it is the Sunday edition and we have our special guest. But before we introduce them, Ranga, do you usually share your life stories? What's happening with your family and whatnot?
Not much. I really try to filter them, but of course I do.
Yeah, especially when we want, exactly. And we want to share them also to our children, right? The lows and the success of our lives. And they're very valuable. Now, if the only listeners are our family and friends, this is because the next generation of our families might learn from our experiences.
Exactly. And there are many ways we can share life stories to others. We can write them down, record them, or narrate them directly. Moreover, we can also share stories on social media.
All right, there's a lot of blogs, that's why, right? But we're going to take a very good example for today, a pair of content creator and illustrator from Bekasi, West Java, who share their life stories in a vibrant and colorful ways. And can you guess what they do to share their life stories?
Let me see. Drawing?
Of course, you see in the back, yes. Through drawings. Now, to find out more, we have our Sundate story creators, Gilang Daru and Niken Sari, right here in our studio. Gilang and Niken, thank you so much for being here with us on a Sunday morning with Sundate stories.
Very
love that.
fitting.
Now, Gilang and Niken, before we're gonna go and jump to Sundate stories, I just really want to know what really initiate you guys and inspire you guys to share your life stories, because for some people they're reluctant to want to share, especially to the public.
Yeah, well, basically, we love telling stories. We both love telling stories in any way.
Okay.
I love telling stories with my drawing, and she loves to write. So why don't we mix it up?
I know, because this is like you opening, the Pandora box to everyone.
Well, I guess. Sorry.
Yeah?
Well, I guess. We would like to encourage other like newlywed maybe back then. Like,
Yes.
Yeah, marriage life can be tough, but we have to face it together.
Of course.
This is very good.
Yeah,
Sharing
exactly.
is really good, especially when you have something.
Now let's talk about Sundate stories then. How it finally evolved to this.
Well, Sundate Stories basically started in 2016 when we were having a date together on Sunday.
Oh, so cute. On a Sunday.
That's why it's called Sunday.
Love that.
All right.
And we are always having a drawing session together. Yeah, she loved to draw cute things, and I used to draw creators and monsters, something like that.
Okay.
And I thought, why don't we mix it up and create something on Instagram and tell stories about her life, or how her life goes, and but it didn't work out that well until we get married in 2018. We tried to rebrand Sundate Stories into what it looks like right now.
You have to get your married first. You guys have to be married first to be successful. There you go.
Consistency is hard.
That's number one. That's number one. So as with everything these days, everything is transforming to social media. And then we see that Sundate Stories, I think I was answering your question that everything is going to be within the drawings platform. When you do that, I think we know a little bit from talking to you off camera now that when you have something, when you have good memories, then you try to translate it into drawings. How does that process go? How long does it take? And then what kind of tools, anything that you need to get that into?
It took me until 2 days to get the illustration finished, and it depends on her story, how she tells the story. She usually tells stories, right?
Yeah, I made stories collecting memories
yeah.
that what already happened, and then mostly I usually take notes on my phone first, and then I make pointer, whatever.
What we've
happened.
been through.
Yeah, we've been through. And then I made the story's details, and I'm sorting photos from that moment, so it make him easier to draw as a reference, a visual reference.
This is such a great coupling, you guys. You're like the content creator, right? You're the one that's kind of like make the stories and the flow and whatnot. And of course, you're the one that's going to illustrate that and make it into this masterpiece that you guys have.
Yes.
Other than, the life experience and whatnot, what kind of other values that you put in Sundate Stories?
Well, it's mostly about stories itself and how we deliver our personal experiences. Like we would like people to know what kind of food we just eat, and and what kind of places that we've been visited.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just appreciate how we tell the stories to others.
Yeah. And Gila and Niken also have a 2-year-old, and her name is
Lula.
Lula. Lula is always
Say
there.
hi to
She's
Lula
so
now.
cute.
Lula is already in the drawing right now.
Yeah, you can see Lula.
Yeah.
Not only the mother and dad, I mean the mommy and daddy, but also there's Lula
Everywhere.
too.
Yeah, we used to draw only two of us, like
Okay.
for as a newlywed back
Yes.
then. But now we're having
As
a
a-
little elder.
Yeah. As a new parents.
Yeah.
We want to tell her stories too.
Yeah.
Like our parenthood process and yeah, something
Yeah,
like
That's
that.
really
parenting
nice.
is really
Do you
hard.
do you
fun.
pick and choose on what you want to put on the drawings normally? Is there a theme?
Oh yeah,
on
we
any
usually,
given
we usually
day?
pick and choose. Like she will tell me like, this is good, but sometimes I think like we have to give a little more touch for that. Yeah, a little more touch of a story, like maybe something funnier or like lighter.
Right,
something
right.
like that.
Well, it's good because you guys have, you know, from the get-go, when you're married, like a first time, you know, you're married as a husband and wife, and now emerging to as a parent and whatnot, and having Lula a part of the story too. And you know, we were just saying, me and Rango were saying when we were in the green room, we were saying to you how the color yellow, it seems like it becomes the identity for Sundate
Yeah,
stories.
looks like
How
it.
does it become, and why do you guys choose the color and whatnot? What's the story behind it?
Well, at first we both love yellow
Love
color.
yellow.
Okay,
Yeah,
so there you go. You like
It's
Niken's
easy.
color, yeah?
And it turned out that yellow could give more warmth feeling
is.
to the drawing itself, and we decided to keep that color into our background, and suddenly it became our identity
Yeah.
with the blue outlines and yellow background, and well, okay, we can go.
Was there a lot of research done to decide the yellow and the blue?
Not.
Not really, just based on
just having fun drawing.
Having fun,
and,
right.
And this is cute. She told me that this one's cute with the blue outlines and yellow background. Let's use it. Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, Gila and Niken, you were saying to us before that you basically started in this 2016 and you started again in 2018 when you guys are married or officially married. What do you think really became successful? I mean, aside from, of course, you guys are being married together, is it because of more of the stories that it's much more different, that attracted more of the views and whatnot from the public?
Maybe the stories are getting different since we're getting married, and we have a lot of stories and a lot of new perspective as a newlywed. So it makes us like we can make this as something that we can illustrate. We can tell other newlywed or other marriage couple to encourage them, and yeah, we can face it. Yeah, we can face it together, and we can be strong, because you know, marriage life sometimes can be hard.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it can be
A
hard.
roller coaster ride.
Yeah, roller coaster ride, but that's the point. That's that we can face it together as a couple, and we don't want to share the sad part of stories. We just want to encourage them. Yes, sometimes marriage can be hard, but let's face it, together we can make something.
Positive impact.
Positive,
right
I was going to say positive vibes, yeah, in the world. We kind of want to see this in action. Gila.
You want to see it live.
Yeah, we want to see it happening in front of our eyes. Can you tell us, maybe show us a little bit, the process of how getting one story into...
The process, we usually, I usually sketch it first.
Okay.
Sketch and do more sketch, and usually I do like experimenting with poses and expressions, because I'm kind of a perfectionist guy. So I just want I just want these images to feel more you know, witty and fun, and I do more draw and undo, yeah, and something like that, and sketches, and then I draw outlines,
Yeah.
and then I drag and drop the color.
All right, so we're going to see you again.
Sure.
Ranga is giving you a challenge right now. We want to see it live of Sundate Stories.
Yeah.
Now, well, Gilang is
Look,
doing
oh, he's
that.
working,
Yeah,
he's
I know,
working.
he's already doing that.
Well, what I show you guys is already 70%
Yes,
finished.
yes.
And
So Nikan, take us through how many, like for let's say for one content or one story, how long does it take for you guys?
1 day mostly.
Only for one day?
until 2 days.
Okay.
days.
And do you guys discuss like what are we going to talk about for like this week, or what kind of stories that we should kind of implore?
Yeah, we made I made content plan and the details what detail that we make into visual.
Okay. Yeah.
And how often do you post this on your social media? Is it a daily thing, weekly?
No, but once a week.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Well, no. Yeah.
Because it takes some
It
time. I
takes
see that
time.
he's
It takes
working.
time.
Right.
He's got the sketches.
And the thing is,
down.
Ranga, with life, and also Nikan and Gilang, while you're doing your work, Gilang's like, don't talk to me right now. I'm concentrating.
Supervising.
Yeah, like concentrating right now. There's a lot of things happening just 24 hours alone, right?
Right.
I mean, there are so many stories that you kind of get gathered. Now, Nikan, you as the content creator, the one that's scheduling the contents, do you have like a schedule for like a month? This is what we have to talk about. Let's talk about Lula, or parenting for like this month or for like this week. Like, is that more into like how you schedule the content itself, or you just what's happening this week? This is what I'm gonna put up.
Boss.
Oh, both.
So we made a content plan for a week, a month, but sometimes we riding the wave.
Yeah, we do love greeting posts like Independence Day, Eid,
Okay, right.
Christmas, because at that special day I can explore more, outfit style and
Right.
poses and expression.
Yeah.
Because like Independence Day, I can draw with red and
Yes.
experimenting with the outfit that what suits red the most, like that.
Yeah. Now, Gilang, you were saying before, no, you can do your drawing, Gilang. We'll talk to Nikan. We'll talk to the wifey right now. Wifey to wifey. Sometimes there are things, right, Ranga, in like our relationship as
Right.
a husband and wife that is just not a fruitful one, but we know through those actions or through the journey, we can learn from our mistakes and whatnot. Is that something that you also share to your viewers also? That those turbulent times, because like Gilang said, it's not always happy times, or
always-
there are some those low times, but actually that's the one that's really inspired people, that if they can do it, we can do it too.
Yeah, we try to make it as real as possible.
Nice.
Right. Good.
Not to filter everything.
Yeah.
And some people are surprisingly relate to us,
Yes.
and some people even give some advice too about parenting life mostly.
Good.
Oh, okay.
So are the arts mostly about family, or is it anything that you guys feel at a given moment?
Yeah, mix up that.
Okay. So 1 week you see something about you and Lula, and then other week you might see something about you playing at the park, meeting
Yeah.
with family and friends, like that.
Yeah. I know.
Interesting.
All right. So hopefully we're gonna be one of your content.
Yeah. Hopefully this is gonna
On
be.
Sunday stories. But yeah, usually when we have kids around, everything just kind of revolves to our child.
Yeah.
We can't go anywhere above and beyond. It's always our children focuses. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna see a lot of Lula in Sunday stories. But Nikan, have you collaborated with other illustrators, or maybe their story that you both make it into your illustration and put it in Sunday stories?
Yeah, some local artists like Flynn Stories, Mas Dimboy, Dudet Rose,
And we also are collaborating with local musician Jamala, and we created a character for their music video. And that song was tribute for our little daughter. Yeah, the song itself called Lula. Yeah. So they asked me to draw our little daughter into their character. So,
That's amazing. Oh my gosh, I wish I have your talent, guys.
It's a fun project.
I know.
Yeah. So are you just about done there?
Yeah,
Can we
done.
see
And
finished product?
then done.
Yeah, the yellow is there.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, look at that.
Can you show it to our viewers? Nice.
Morning show.
Oh, wow.
What does Lula call you both?
Look at that.
Bap and Boop.
Bup and Boop. There you go. Bup and Boop Alula.
Yeah,
in
Alula.
our seat today.
Very
Thank you
good.
so much, guys. That was so fast.
That's really fast. That's
Yeah.
really good too. Put the see today
Yes.
thing on that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You wanted to make sure that you got invited back into the studio, huh?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Any plans moving forward with Sundate Stories?
Well, this year we have created a list, about we want to make merch and goodies next year because we've been on hiatus in 2021 because newborn and like that because we're too busy taking care of our daughter and now no inspiration coming and so hopefully next year we can get more productive and having a lot of merch and goods.
I would love some Lula merch. And of course,
Yeah, we'll look forward.
Bup and Map juga, Map, right? Is it?
Boop.
Boop. Boop and Bup.
Yeah.
Boop and Bup commercials, yes, of Sunday Stories. But again, guys, thank you so much. I mean, you guys not only inspire us very much, but thank you for sharing your stories, opening up to us, and being relatable to everyone. And of course, like I said before, and also Ranga, through illustration, I think it's just more, we're not only relatable, I think it's more warming. As opposed to seeing a lot of like text and whatnot.
Words, right?
Yeah, because just one picture really resonate a lot of stories because of it. So thank you for Sunday Stories.
Thank you for having us.
Yes.
I really appreciate all the feedback.
Keep empowering Sunday Stories.
you.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
positive vibes.
Yes.
Yeah, really.
All right, guys. So that was our chat with Sunday Stories with Gilang and also with Niken and Lula. But we're gonna take a break right now. We'll recap some of the stories and news from earlier in the show. So stay tuned right here on the C Morning Show, only on C Today on Sunday. Now with Sunday
Sunday.
Stories.
Yay.